What is going on, guys? Predator45H here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to some more World of Warships, where today we're going to be taking a look at a replay submitted by Muchos Gracias, who is a first-time submitter. I believe. I don't think I've seen a replay from him before. But anyways, he is taking out the mighty Tier 7 Japanese battleship, the Nagato, one of my favorite battleships in the game. I absolutely love this thing. He is playing on North, and he is in a division, in a squad, with two of his friends, one in the Pensacola and one in a Miyoko. As you can see, the enemy team has two Tier 7 battleships, a Colorado and a Nagato. Then they have a Fuso and a Congo, while his other battleships are New Mexico, Fuso, and a New York. But overall, it's a fairly Tier 5 match, actually. There's a lot of Tier 5 cruisers. Enemy team has a Cleveland, but otherwise it's a hell of a lot of Tier 5s in this battle. This is some pretty damn good matchmaking for the Nagato. But anyways, at the moment, Muchos Gracias is heading towards the A capture point. Full steam ahead at 25 knots. And he's just patiently waiting for his first targets to pop up. Now, I do quickly want to apologize for not posting a video yesterday. This was supposed to be yesterday's video on Monday, but I had a really busy weekend. Saturday, I had some friends over, and there he's got his first target. There's another Nagato at 19.1 kilometers. He's going to fire all of his guns. But I had some friends over on Saturday. Then Sunday was obviously Valentine's Day. Girlfriend and I went out to dinner and a movie. Went to go and see the most romantic of movies, Deadpool. 3 hits for nearly 10,000 damage there, so not a bad opening salvo. But by the time we got home, it was quite a late show that we went to. I was just really feeling quite tired, and I didn't feel like sitting and recording commentary and that. So that is why you guys are seeing this video on Tuesday instead of Monday. But anyway, he's got a Congo at 13.8 kilometers who has just exposed his full broadside shots going in from Muchos Gracias. And he manages 6 hits for, what was about 13,000 damage, and does an incapacitation. Takes some minor damage in return, but nothing a Nagato can't deal with. He requests support from his team because not a whole lot of them have come this way. In fact, even his squad mates have gone the other way, and one of them sitting behind an island in C4. I'm not sure what he's doing. Next salvo is up, so he's going to fire all the guns once again. Shots going in. These are looking really good. Dead center of the ship. 3 hits in the Citadel for just under 20,000 damage, and he has turned the ship completely around and is now heading away from the Congo. And because of that, he takes a bit of damage in return. Personally, here I probably would have continued to press the Congo because you know, 2 tiers above him, much better armor, better guns. But then at the same time, the enemy team does have 3 destroyers, and it looks like one is spotted at B and only one's been spotted at C now. So cautious move, not without its merit. I probably would have continued to push, but that's just me. I like to be extremely aggressive in the Nagato, and you know, sometimes that gets me into trouble. Another salvo going in on the Congo, really well aimed. 2 citadels to finish off the Tier 5 Japanese battleship, and that is Muchos Gracias' first kill of the match. So anyways, he is now turning hard to starboard, and he is going to head towards some support, head towards his teammates. 2 destroyers have now moved into A, and they are going to capture that, and they'll be safe because they probably won't really get spotted. And even if they do, they of course have the maneuverability and the speed to get out of there really quickly if they need to, something which a Nagato does not really have. But anyway, he's got a whole bunch of targets to choose from now. It looks like he's going to take the shot at, what's that, Fuchshaman in the Nagato. 15 kilometers away. Can't really see exactly how his ship is pointing, but he takes a stab at him anyway. Königsberg at 13. Looks like he's turning away, but we're going to fire off the rear guns and see if maybe we can get lucky. Doesn't look like any of the shots found their mark on the Nagato, and 1 shell hits the Königsberg but does no damage. Furutaka's being very brave there, getting so close to the enemy fleet. Yeah, if he keeps playing like that, his days are most certainly numbered. Just waiting on our next target. Who are we going to shoot at? It looks like he still wants to go after the Nagato, but if you look at the minimap, it looks like the Nagato has turned around and is heading away. But there is a Karlsruhe at 10.8 kilometers, so must have missed that on the minimap, and that looks like who he was going for. Shots going in, 7 hits, 8,000 odd damage, and pretty much wipes out the health of that poor Karlsruhe German destroyer. German cruiser. Calling for his team to focus fire on this guy. I don't really think that's necessary. And finish him off quite easily by yourself. Although it has kind of made a run towards Allied battleship, towards I think it was the New Mexico. So likely torpedoes in the water. He's just holding his fire here, presumably to see if the Allies finish him off rather than waste a full salvo. And he fires one turret, not quite enough to finish him off, and I think the New Mexico maybe finished him off. But that's quite smart play there, actually. Shots in on that Omaha, not very much damage. And there's a Cleveland. Ooh. Cleveland, always feared, no matter what ship you're in. Cleveland is always to be feared. Unless, of course, you're at like extreme range, then you can probably dodge. But even at 11Ks, I'd say it's quite a dangerous ship even to a Nagato, because as I said, they do seem to catch fire quite a lot. Anyway, sort of staggering the remaining 3 turrets, and shots are going in. Very low health, just needs 1 hit, and there we go, he gets his hit and finishes off the Cleveland for kill number 2. Now we got this Omaha at less than 10 kilometers. Time to get all guns on target, I would imagine. And, well, fairly flat. I mean, he is slightly angled, but for the 16-inch guns of the Nagato, if he aims them well, should be no problem to punch right through the Omaha's armor and find a juicy citadel. Just waiting for all guns to reload, taking his time to aim his shots. He has been set on fire, immediately puts it out. His secondaries have opened fire on the Omaha. He's just holding fire. Maybe he's just waiting for an even better shot. I probably would have taken that first shot, but ooh, he set the Omaha on fire. And now he's going to fire off a full salvo. Shots going in. 4 hits, a citadel, and he gets the kill and devastating strike. Farragut is opening fire on him with that puny little high explosive, which can be quite annoying, because they can still set you on fire repeatedly. And there's nothing a battleship player hates more than being set on fire. Very, very, very frustrating, especially when it's from something like a destroyer, where you're unlikely to be able to hit him at all. So, searching for the next target. Who are we going to fire at? Looks like that Farragut is taking some fire, presumably from this Nicholas, who has come to the rescue, which is very nice of him. But as for where things stand in the game, teams-wise, fairly equal at the moment. His team has lost a battleship, 2 cruisers, and 2 destroyers. The enemy team has lost a battleship, 4 cruisers, and a destroyer. So I think his team does have the edge in numbers, and they do have a 90-point lead in the overall game right now. And they are starting to capture C. So far up till now, his team's held A and D, enemy team has held B and C. But now they're busy capturing C, and the enemy battleship at C appears to be running away from one of Muchas Gracias' cruiser teammates. I'm not sure exactly what that is about. I'd love to know. But that battleship is running for its life. Shots in on the Königsberg, only 2 hits for 1200 damage over penetration, but that was only the front 2 guns. Rear guns are now on target, so he's going to fire those off. Enemy team has now moved into A and has started capturing that. Possibly a destroyer. The enemy team still has 2 of those, and neither of them is spotted at the moment. Well, there's the Farragut, so one of them isn't spotted at the moment. Muchos is telling his team to cap B, and he's just taking some shots at the Königsberg. Gave it a fair amount of lead, but this guy was going incredibly slow. In fact, I think he had stopped. And when he saw the shots fired, he made sure to stop again, so the shells landed harmlessly in the water. But the enemy team has now managed to pull things back. They're even on ship numbers now, or they were. But capturing C, that cruiser got destroyed. And now Muchas Gracias has a Nagato at less than 10 kilometers, so that was what was capturing A. One hit, unfortunately. And just going to wait and get the rear guns on target. He does have the advantage in this fight because he's got over 10,000 health more, and a lot more than that now. Manages to get a Citadel in 2 hits and drop the Nagato down to less than 20,000 hit points. I'm wondering if one of Muchas Gracias' squad mates disconnected or was having troubles, because he's just reversed straight into the map border at A3, while his other squad mate is in C capturing that. So his team has managed to retain the two of the caps. More shots going in on the Nagato, 3 hits, decent amount of damage, and gets himself high caliber. And he just needs one slightly decent salvo, and the enemy Nagato will be finished off. He's begun a turn to port, angling his armor the other way. Unfortunately, that's going to mean his rear guns are out of action for quite a while. Manages 2 more hits, drops the Nagato down to less than 700 hit points, and his secondaries managed to finish it off. So he's just busy swinging his front turrets back over to the port side, so that he'll be able to get all guns on target once again. The enemy only has 3 ships remaining now: Battleship, this Königsberg, and a destroyer, which I think is probably that Farragut, possibly. Shots in on the Königsberg, manages the Citadel, 10,600 damage, gets the kill, and Kraken unleashed. So all that is left is the Fuso and the destroyer. Fuso is within range, 16 kilometers, but heading straight towards us, so that's even better news for us, because yes, the Fuso does have a hell of a lot of guns, but our guns are bigger, our armor is better, and I think our accuracy is better as well. But muchas gracias. This is going to head into A, and I think he's going to capture that back up and then move around the island and engage the Fuso. So we will rejoin when he finds himself in a better position to start engaging the enemy. Alright, so he's just captured A, giving his team 3 of the capture points, while the enemy only remains in control of B. He is almost ready to pop around this island and engage the last remaining enemy vessels. Fuso is on 44,800 hit points, and that Farragut is still lurking around. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite have a shot on the Fuso yet, although it would be great if he did, because it's sitting broadside onto him like that. And a Fuso like that is just made out of citadels. So and unfortunately, as he gets his shot, pretty much the Fuso turns around and starts heading away from him. But all of the Fuso's guns are pointed to the starboard side, so it might be trying to get those guns pointed towards our little Nagato. But even though it wasn't a really good shot to take, with the Fuso traveling away like that, he still fires a full salvo, manages 4 hits for nearly 8,000 damage, so in the end it worked out quite well. Farragut is 10 kilometers and closing. Looks like it wants to try and harass Muchas Gracias a little bit more. Guns are nearly reloaded, armor piercing, but if he lands 1 or 2 hits, it's not going to matter. Shots going in, they're looking good, and 3 hits gets the kill and gets Confederate. So all that remains is the Fuso, but his team is fast approaching the 1,000 points required for victory. I don't imagine he's going to get more than 1 more salvo off. They are 30 points away, and now the Fuso is behind this little island, almost ready to fire once again. He's going to try his luck, I think. No, he's going to hold fire, and by the time the Fuso presents himself, the game will be over, because even if he fires right now, it will end. And there we go, there's 1,000 points, and it is victory for Muchas Gracias and his Nagato. As you can see, he earned himself 231,600 credits, 7,500 experience, 47 target hits, 1 plane shot down, 1 incapacitation, 6 kills, 1 fire, 6 citadels, captured a base once, and earned himself high caliber, Confederate, devastating strike, and Kraken unleashed. I think that was everything that he got. As for where he came on the team, little surprise that he came first place with a base XP of 2,500 points. Basically, his teammate in the ARP Miyoko came in second with a base XP of 1,900. On the enemy team, the Nagato came first with a basic CA of 1028. As for damage done, 148,148. Armor piercing damage from his 53 target hits, and 562 from fires. As for his secondary guns, they managed another 4,200 damage or so. So really good game, and I enjoyed watching that. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for sending it in, and I certainly hope you guys all enjoyed watching him play his Nagato as well. But anyways, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing for more World of Warships, Armored Warfare, and a few other things that I throw into the mix from time to time. But as I said, that is it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I will see you guys next time.